Moving on, minorities cried as Pakistan burnt in the name of blasphemy last week. Churches were vandalized and houses were set on fire, leaving several injured and homeless. Although this is not an exclusive or first occurrence of its type, the latest attack by an increasingly emboldened radical Pakistani mob has left everyone deeply alarmed. The targeted assault on a vulnerable minority has reignited fear. And as usual, the government's response has been minimalistic, offering no real deterrence against such acts.
Massive protests erupted across Pakistan in the aftermath of a horrifying crime when a frenzied Pakistani mob in Jaranwala district unleashed violence and vandalism against a defenseless Christian community. Allegations of blasphemy and desecration of the Quran by two individuals ignited a storm of anger, culminating in a night of devastation. It seemed as if the entire country was devoid of law and order as an unrestrained mob proceeded to set ablaze a total of 4 churches. Alongside this wave of violence, the homes of Christians were vandalized and left in ruins, amplifying concerns about the escalating communal strife. The minorities, who already accused the government of being discriminatory towards their rights and safety, say they have nowhere to go to and no one to look to.
ਜਦੋਂ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਦਿਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਡਿੱਗਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਵਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲ ਗਿਆ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੀ ਕਸੂਰ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ
ਸਾਡਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਸੂਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਿਗਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਜਾਇਜ਼ਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ
Law enforcement agencies, which many accused were not swift enough, said they had arrested most of those who were engaged in these attacks. The blasphemy accusations, though not new to the region, have once again exposed the fragility of Pakistan's social fabric. The mere insinuation of blasphemy has the capacity to transform simmering tensions into full-blown conflicts, as evidenced by the tragic events of the past. Critics often point out that Pakistan's response to Islamic radicals targeting minorities repeatedly has been lacking in assertiveness. These radicals seem to deliberately target minorities to maintain their relevance in ongoing discussions. Even after this tragedy of momentous magnitude, no change in the attitudes has been witnessed.
हमारे ताल्लुकात अच्छे थे मगर उन्होंने जो उनसे बेहरमती की है ना ये नहीं करनी चाहिए इस वजह से हमारे मामला बहुत ज़्यादा बिगड़ गए हैं और रेंजर आई हुई है पुलिस आई हुई है उनकी वजह से बहुत हंगामे हुए हैं और इधर लड़ाई झगड़े इधर आग लगाई हुई है बहुत ताल्लुकात ख़राब हो गए अब
One recalls the gruesome fate of a Sri Lankan man whose alleged blasphemy in the recent past led to his brutal murder and the desecration of his remains by an enraged mob. Whether it is the case of Asia Bibi or repeated vandalism of Hindu temples or churches, the minorities in Pakistan never feel safe. Pakistan's legal framework too hasn't been effective enough in creating any form of deterrence. The nation's historical context, including the colonial era blasphemy laws, has contributed to a polarized environment. The subsequent evolution of these laws, coupled with the rising influence of radical sentiments, has resulted in a powder keg scenario. The international community's symbolic statements haven't done enough either.
Violence or the threat of violence is never an acceptable form of expression, and we urge Pakistani authorities to conduct a full investigation into these allegations and call for calm for all of those involved.
And while authorities grapple with the immediate aftermath, questions loom about the broader implications for Pakistan's future. The recurring pattern of communal violence and the ominous potency of blasphemy allegations raise concerns about the nation's stability and the challenges it faces in navigating this terrain that has been self-created.